Hello and welcome to QuestLore, a family Lorcana podcast where each and every week we talk to you about all things Lorcana. I'm Matt.
I'm Malcolm. I'm Emmett.
And I'm Jen.
Okay, so it's been a big week in Lorcana news. The rest of the cards from Archazia's Island have been released. We're going to get into a bunch of those. But first off, normally we talk about how we've been playing, but we didn't actually play at our regular league this past Sunday. I went to the Wednesday place where I play. Had a little bit of success there. I was able to go get second place. It was a little annoying because the people that gotten first, like they were buddies on their last pairing, like the two guys are buddies, right? And so because if I went 2-0 and they split, I would have won. So the one guy just conceded to the other for him to go 2-0 so that I had no chance of winning. It's like, I don't mind that. I don't care about that during tournaments. It's part of the process. You intentionally draw to move on, but this is a league. Just play the games out.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't really matter. I still got an extra pack too, but it's like, just, it's league. Just play. Does it really matter if you win? So, there's that. I'm still playing Steel Song, mostly because...
sad songs.
Yeah, sad songs. Mostly because I just don't want to bother building anything else from set 6 right now because I'm too excited for set 7 stuff.
Sure.
I've looked at stuff. I'm like, oh, yay, look, this red steel thing. Maybe that'd be fun. But I'm like, I have to sleeve up those cards. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to play what I've already got sleeved and just go from there. So
Sure.
Yeah. Before we dig in to cards, we did get a chance to watch a movie that we hadn't seen before from Disney.
Oliver and Company.
Yeah, Oliver and Company. Yeah, that's memorable.
I'm kind of surprised. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, what a surprise.
So I'm surprised that Oliver and the company people.
The company people?
No, the people from Oliver and Company.
You mean the dogs and the cat?
Yeah, the dogs, the cat, whatever the two people's name is.
The two.
I mean, 3 people.
Well, one is the same name as the guy from Oliver Twist. He's got the same name as the Prince of Thieves. I don't remember what his name is though.
Which guy?
The main robber guy. F something. Fortunato? No, not Fortunato. That's a Shakespeare thing. But he's got the same name as one of the guys from Oliver Twist, right? Because it's based off of Oliver Twist.
Yeah, slightly.
No, not slightly. Definitely not slightly.
I mean...
he had, way too fancy of a name for, a beggar. So. But what did you think of the movie, Malcolm?
It was okay. It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have yourself singing, "Why should I worry?
No.
Why should I care?" That they both opened and closed the movie with. It's that's all we got, man. That's we got a Billy Joel song. That's what this movie's for, man. It's just my Billy Joel song.
Yep.
So it's fine, but it's notable that a movie that is full of pets did not make it into the pet-specific set for Disney Lorcana. We've got a whole pet-specific set, but not from one of the movies full of pets.
And it's called Oswald's Island. What?
Instead, we've got Aristocats and Bolt. I think that's the only 2 new franchises that got added this time. It was just the Aristocats and Bolt. So we still know we're going to have Black Cauldron sometime this year. And next
Pocahontas.
Pocahontas, I think, is still scheduled for next year,
Yeah.
2026.
So is Pixar, which I'm most excited about, please.
Yes. We got Pixar, Pocahontas to look forward to, Black Cauldron this year,
Do you think the Enchanted set will come out this year or next year? The Fabled, you mean? Yeah, Fables.
Fabled is going to be the 3rd set this year, so it'll be after Reign of Jafar.
Yeah.
We got Reign of Jafar in June. Fabled will be in September, probably.
Yep.
Right? So, lots of that to look forward to. Additionally, so we talked a bit about the rule sharking incident that happened at DLC Australia a couple weeks ago. There has been some more stuff that happened with that. First, the guy that was rule sharking did get disqualified from Worlds. They passed his invite down to the person that was in 3rd after the rankings in DLC Australia.
Okay.
And they also gave a golden Mickey to the guy that he was playing against.
Sure.
So that guy got a golden Mickey. Jesse's is his name. And then the pass down went down to whoever was in third. So that has been taken care of. They did essentially... They didn't really announce much about it, except that Jesse was getting a golden Mickey. That's really all they announced. And then they announced the list of worlds, and the guy wasn't on there. He did try to put out a apology, the Rule Shark guy, basically saying that I cheated in the past in Lorcana. And this was a different event he's talking about that he cheated in. He cheated in like an online tournament, right? And he stacked his deck, and he was like, I cheated before, and that felt so bad in my heart that I decided I needed to follow the rules to the letter and make sure everyone else follows the rules to the letter.
Sure.
It was taking the stand of I cheated so much that I cannot let anyone else not follow the rules to the letter, only when it's to my advantage, is a weird stance to take. But it's what he's chosen.
Sure.
So that's out there. Lorcana has suspended him for 6 months, so he's suspended until beginning of August, essentially. Not that there's anything planned still, because we got no dates on Worlds, no dates on anything coming up. So hopefully something, because right now with Archazia's Island coming out, we don't really have anything big to practice for except for like set champs.
He's probably gonna find a loophole where he just changes his melee username.
I think like maybe he'll dress up and like
Wear a disguise.
put a big trench coat on.
No,
And to pretend he's Huey, Dewey, and Louie in a trench coat.
he'll wear a Maui Shark outfit.
Yes, wear a Maui Shark outfit, sure. Just show up as Maui.
Nice.
Right. He'll definitely look like Maui, not a French guy.
And then he'll be like, oh well, I'm wearing the outfit, so that means I get to look through my deck to find Maui Shark.
Sure. Yes, absolutely. That's how that will work.
That's how that works.
But we've got set 7 coming up, so set 6 is sailing off into the sunset. This was like the last week at my Wednesday league, that you could earn points, and that people were getting stuff given away to them. And then we're wrapping up soon at our Sunday league. So those are all going to be wrapping up soon, and then it'll be just like set 7. I know I already made some really bad proxies for set 7 cards because I wanted to play with them and I wanted to see how they work. They're awful. They're hilarious looking.
Are they like your goat ones?
They're just as good as goat.
Yes.
Can I see
So it's like, and I think it was just because like you wanted to play, and like I think both of them were playing Amethyst too, so you didn't have enough.
It was
goats.
the Porcana time.
Yeah, it was Porcana. So like everybody wanted to play Amethyst because that was the best Porcana. Like,
and I had like 12 goats, but I needed like 16.
Yeah.
Mostly because I didn't want to have to switch the cards between decks. So I was like, well, they allow us to use up to 10 proxies. I'll just make some goat proxies. So
So Malcolm or Emma, do either of you remember what Daddy's goats proxies look
Oh
like?
Oh my gosh. One of them literally said, bounce me for what? And literally the text...
One of them said, you know what this does.
So they're not as good as the Go ones because I had to like write the rules on there because you can't just assume they're going to know what they do, right? I can't just say, I just can't put like, this is Belle, you know what I'm going to do with it. So, yeah. But, you know, I did make some, they're all awful looking because it's like I made proxies of like Pete and Mr. Smee and like a weird alien from Treasure Planet.
Nice.
So they're all just like goofy faces.
Nice. I'm excited. I kind of want to play you now, so with that deck, so I can see him.
Anyways, I'm excited about set 7. I've got a pirate deck built, and I've got a blue steel deck built.
Do you have any decks built for me?
No, we're gonna have to figure out what you guys are gonna do because if one color definitely lost this set, it's Amber. Amber got nothing for it basically. Cool. Like you can they like put in options to make more of a viable Madrigal deck.
Yeah.
And they put in options to make more of a viable Racer deck. Neither one of which are going to be great.
Look at Malcolm.
He really wants a Racer deck.
So we may have to think about what we're going to do. I think there actually is one really good Steel card that could fit in well with Steel Song. But I don't know where to fit it, is the problem.
Gotcha.
Because Steel Song seems so tight.
It does. Well, but again, we talked about with like putting in the lanterns and
Yes. Yeah.
things like that. So I think there's still some tweaking that can happen.
Steel Song still feels very strong. I'm not sure
Yes.
about Mufasa and your aggro stuff.
The
You got
Mufasa
many different
Amber, I like the red Amber Mufasa. I
I'm
feel
so
like we
scared about
I feel
that.
like we can make it stronger for you. Do something different.
I think we
Just all
might
the
need to switch some
characters.
colors. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
red also did not get a lot of in the way of removal of things. Like
I
there aren't
really want
any
to
big
switch
removal
to
cards.
a Ruby Amber Lisa deck.
Malcolm looked at you like, "Hey, what do you
he
think
wants.
you're doing?"
Yeah, that's what Malcolm wants.
So if Malcolm wants that, he gets first.
Yeah, he gets first dibs because he has been obsessed with Taffeta Mutton.
I was the one to invent the deck. No, actually,
Sure.
no,
You're
actually,
sure.
it was
For
actually,
Porcana, yeah, you were on to it for
Porcana,
Porcana.
you
Yeah.
made a pretty good Porcana deck. Yes,
I
Yeah.
invented it.
So
Hey,
there might be
I
something there.
won Porcana.
that's true. Okay. Anyway,
Anyways, so let's get into new cards.
yes, please. I want to
So
see.
Archazia's Island. We're gonna look at some of the cards that are like, kind of hyped for this set. So there'll be.
I'm not taking notes this time. Don't worry.
We've got super rares. There's some honestly, two of the biggest cards that people are hyped about are commons.
Awesome.
Unfortunately, it's in a color that did not need any help.
Is it blue?
Yeah, they're blue.
Jesus.
Yes.
I feel like I honestly feel like this and the last set like have been. I feel like actually the past 3 sets
Yeah,
have been much more about adding to blue than any other.
Cause set 5, Tipo, set 6, Sail the Azurite Sea.
And now there's like 3 new cards we've already seen.
What?
That are crazy.
Yeah, and there's a couple more this time.
Cool.
And it's just it's like blue gets all the riches, everything else. That like I don't know what like I love Ruby Amethyst. I love that deck. I would always go back to it. It got like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen a single card. I'm like, oh, that fits in Ruby Amethyst. It's just like, nope, okay, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Steel got some good stuff. Sapphire got some good stuff. There's some decent Amethyst stuff.
Yay.
But
no Amber or Ruby.
Amber and Ruby got the dregs.
like little
Amber and
teeny.
Ruby got the dregs,
Yeah.
basically. So let's take a look at the card. First card, I think this one is going to be super impactful.
Got you, welcome.
Experienced Enforcer. He's a 4-cost uninkable steel card, 2 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 1.
No!
And he's got 2 abilities. First, close all channels. When you play this character, characters can't exert to sing songs until the start of your next turn, so it shuts off singers. Second ability, don't get any ideas. Each player pays 2 ink more to play actions or items. This doesn't apply to singing songs. So
the second ability is there no matter when he's out.
right.
So in other words, when he's played, you have to pay to sing a song, but then afterward, you want to sing.
You should only sing.
You should only
Right.
sing because it costs so much more.
This card is amazing. Because sure, it shuts off your singers, right? But that's only for 1 turn. But then after that, like you can still sing. So if you put this in Steel Song, you make sure to play this at the end so you can still sing your songs, right? And then play him at the end. They can't sing, and even if they were able to sing,
Yeah.
or even if they are playing actions,
Yeah.
Brawl now cost 5.
Yeah.
Right? Be Prepared is a 9 cost, right? Unless they're singing it.
Yeah.
Items. A popsicle, 3.
Yeah.
Dime, 9. Fishbone Quill, 5.
Yeah.
Right? So
And you can just leave him out unexerted.
right. And he stacks. Right? So if you play 2 of them, you're playing 5 for a popsicle.
Ooh.
Right? So this card has the potential to be just super amazing. Gantu is on like a comeback tour after being humiliated in set 1. Right? He is on a comeback tour.
Yeah.
Last set he had Crafton Cranky Head. That was like the 4 or the 5/4 or something that quests for 4 that people were playing. Now you've got this card that is like
And with that 4 defense,
he's like a juiced up Pete.
yeah. It's like a better Pete. But again, being uninkable, the only way that like this could fit in a Steel Song deck is if I like switched out Naveen for him.
Yeah. But
And which stinks because that's such a great card, but putting even 2 more uninkables is, especially when like we were just talking about how I don't know, like it's definitely it would be hard to fit into a Steel Song deck that already has so many uninkables.
Yeah, you'd have to figure. It takes some work to kind of rebuild it and figure out where he fits. But this is like a defense against Maui Shark because now they can't play those actions
so
as
easily. Yep.
Okay, let's move on to our next one.
Wait, I'm just imagining now the god too, like in set 1, everyone teasing him for being so weak.
Okay.
And
People
when he
would cut
comes-
his card in half because they got him and everything like that.
Sure.
And then when he came back in set 6, everyone was just like, oh my gosh, give me your power. And now he's just like, I'm back for revenge.
All right.
Sure.
Awesome. So,
All right, up next.
Isabella.
Madrigal. She's an amber card, a 5-cost, uninkable, strength of 3, willpower 3, quests for 4.
Wait, whoa.
Hold on.
Special ability, I'm tired of perfect. Whenever one of your characters sings a song, this character can't be challenged until the start of your next turn.
What?
Wow.
Again, it's unequal though.
It is uninkable, but again, this can make a Madrigal deck work, possibly.
Yes. So there are some songs that kind of work together. You could make a Madrigal deck work. I'm not sure it'd be super great, but there's a possibility there. But the problem is the Madrigal deck would be Amber and Amethyst.
Yes.
There's not a ton of great songs.
They're
right?
mostly steel.
They're most of the Steel songs are steel.
Yes.
I mean, you got Friends and World's Greatest Criminal Mind, Bare Necessities.
Yes, but that's
stuff
about
like that.
it. Yeah.
But and there is another Madrigal song that lets you search for characters and songs. So it's like there's some stuff there.
Bruno's Amethyst, isn't it? We
We
don't talk about
no,
Bruno.
it's Emerald.
Oh, it's Emerald. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which Buddha? No,
We don't talk about Bruno the song.
Ah.
Yeah. So maybe it is something that could empower, and that's for lore. You got to deal with that right away, right?
Yeah.
So, and if you're questing with her and someone's saying a song, then you can't be challenged. So you got to have some kind of removal to get rid of her.
Mm-hmm.
Decent card. Okay, up next, the legendary steel
Bagheera.
Bagheera. He's a 5-cost inkable. It's Bagheera, Guardian Jaguar, 4 strength, 3 willpower, quests for 2. He's a bodyguard, and special ability, you must be brave. When this character is banished during an opponent's turn, deal 2 damage to each opposing character.
Is this the guy from Jungle Book?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically,
I like that.
if you kill him, it's grab your swords. He's a bodyguard.
So
if you
like
wanna
you can replace Pluto with him
And he's inkable.
because he's honestly like he would be an easy switch out for Pluto because he quests for 2 where Pluto only quests for 1.
Yep.
And he still attacks for 4. He just doesn't have the big butt of Pluto.
Right.
But
He's going to do 2 damage.
he's going to do 2
everything.
damage to everything when he gets defeated. I could 100% see replacing Pluto with him.
And it's when he's banished, so it can
Yeah.
be by a spell or a song or action or anything that banishes him. Deals
And-
2 damage to everyone.
And with that 4 strength, you could potentially get rid of things that won't kill him.
Yeah.
Which, again, can go with Rapunzel, because you can do 2 damage on him, pull 2 from Rapunzel. But then it makes it even easier for your opponent to want to get rid of him, which is then going to do the damage. So
It's definitely an
Ooh.
interesting card and
I
something
like it.
to
And he's
kinda look out
inkable.
for. And he's inkable, so it doesn't hurt to give him a try.
yeah, I like it.
All right, up next, 2 cards.
Aw, you blue.
So
That's
the Ruby
expensive.
Legendary, Blue, Old Iron Paws. He's a 6-cost, uninkable, 5 strength, 4 willpower, quests for 2. Special ability, fight like a bear. Your characters with 7 strength or more can't be dealt damage.
Okay, so first of all, I'm trying
So
to think of
who
one.
is that? Unless you're doing Ruby
Like,
blue.
It's
a
Shark.
shark.
Maui Shark.
Maui Shark is 7 strength?
Yeah. Tamatoa has less than 7 strength.
Uh-huh.
Like 7 strength is pretty rare. It's like Maui Shark. It's like Goofy Night for a Day. There's a new Taka that has greater than 7.
Okay.
So there's not a ton really that have greater than 7 strength. Yeah.
And it's not inkable.
Nope.
why?
It's not a good card.
No.
I could maybe see being this good in like the future after set 10 after there's lots of 7 attackers, but
the only thing I could see this working with is if you did this with those what is it called, the one where they give their strength to somebody else.
Support guys?
Yes,
Yeah,
like
sure.
if they put this in a support deck, because then all of a sudden, all of your guys now do have like 7 or 8 strength.
Sure.
So especially since a lot of the red characters do have a 3, 4, like, or have a 4 or 5 strength.
Yeah, and then you're pairing it with blue, and if you're playing with blue, then why aren't you doing blue things of
Sure.
ramping and that kind of
Sure.
stuff,
Is
right?
Blue giant?
I mean, he's a big old bear.
And he's a storyboard. I think he would be like a dream board.
Old Iron Paw, that's what they kind of called him in the
Yeah.
movie and stuff.
That just looks like a giant. I don't know why.
I don't know. He's a big bear.
Then we got Kenai, Magical Bear, 3-cost inkable amethyst card. He's 1 strength, 4 willpower, quest for 1, has Challenger +2, and special ability, Wisdom of his story. During your turn, when this character is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand and gain 1 lore.
Ooh,
So,
sneaky lore.
kind of this little sneaky reverse lore of when you challenge him, you get some lore, so you don't miss out on getting that lore you would get from questing.
But it's only when he's banished in a challenge, so.
Right, yes.
But
Did we get any lore videos yet?
No lore videos. They're going to be lore cards, like we talked about last week. Sounds like there's actually going to be like 20 different lore cards
interesting.
in all the packs. So
Cool.
it'll be a hunt to get them all. So up next, they're together just because that's how they were released. But there's one card. So there's Dawson, Puzzling Sleuth, 1 cost uninkable, strength of 1, willpower 2, quest for 1. Special ability, Be Sensible. Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, look at the top card of your deck. You may put it on either the top or the bottom of your deck. So it's just something you could kind of filter your deck out with after the first turn. It's fine. No one really cares about it. The other one is this uncommon, and everyone is freaking out about this one.
Okay.
So this is Sapphire Coil. It's a 2-cost inkable item. Basically, its special ability is Brilliant Shine. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may give chosen character -2 strength this turn.
Oh, now my life is bad.
So,
Wow.
if you've ever been a victim of Ice Cube,
Yeah.
here's a slightly pumped up Ice Cube,
Yeah.
right? So it's 2 costs, it's inkable,
Wow.
and basically once per turn at least you're going to be able to lower someone's strength so that it's susceptible to Big Sisu, Baby Sisu, Brawl,
Yeah.
all those fun characters.
Ugh. Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be, you're definitely going to be seeing this in
Man,
a bunch of decks.
need to get some item removal.
Yeah. I was like looking. I find in my Platinum is a 4-cost song. It's like, that seems so expensive. But
Yeah,
you might
but if
have
you're
to.
playing Ursula's,
And then if you're just destroying items, though, we saw the Tamatoa last week that just brings the items back.
I know that's
So,
true.
This has been causing a bunch of headaches and concerns online. It's 1 cost more than Ice Cube, but it's inkable. So Emmett decided to get some water and left his microphone on. So if
Sorry.
you heard some random clinking and some water
That was
filling.
ice going into his metal Stanley cup.
Okay. So Sapphire Coil, watch out for that. There are a colored coil for every single other color. So there's an emerald coil, there's an amethyst coil, an amber coil.
Any of the others any good?
No,
Cool.
not at all.
Of course. Of course.
Most of the other ones
that'd
are
be good.
uninkable 3-cost items. Nowhere near as good as what this thing does.
Of course.
So on this past Monday, they actually had an interview, right, with some of the more competitive Lorcana players, with the actual game designers, and they were actually asked them, "Why did you guys make Sapphire Coil?" And like, okay, yeah, we've seen all the discussion about it, and we believe us, we did a lot of thorough testing with it, and we don't think it's going to be as big of a menace as you guys think it is. But if there ever is a case where we think people aren't having fun because of a certain card, we will address it just like we did Bucky. So, yeah. So Sapphire Coil, watch out. It's coming.
We forgot to say something. We also recently played a new Disney board game.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Not in the
We
middle
can
of
talk about
cards.
that
yet.
afterwards, okay?
Not in the middle of cards. We're going through cards. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Emerald Legendary. It's Lady Tremaine, Bitterly Jealous. She's a 3 strength, 3 willpower. She's 6 cost uninkable. Quest for 2 and special ability, that's quite enough. Exert her, return damaged character to their player's hand. Then each opponent discards a card at random. So basically kind of we don't talk about Bruno for damaged characters on a character. It's all right. The damage thing is probably if the damage thing wasn't there, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Maybe even worth a give try. But the damage thing is there, and it's uninkable.
All
Lady Tremaines are uninkable.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And and she only has a 3 defense, so.
And worst of all, she's not in a chair.
No, she's not in a chair.
She's not in a chair.
But I mean, 3 defense, she's going down very quickly.
Yep. You're only going to get to use her once, so. It's fine. It's just another Emerald Legendary that probably will not see much play and will be able to get for cheap later on.
Yep.
All right, this I picked because of the story implications. It's Restoring the Crown. There's Jafar in the middle, restoring the half Hexwell Crown. It is a 6-cost, uninkable amethyst steel action. You exert all opposing characters, and whenever one of your characters banishes another character in a challenge this turn, gain 2 lore.
Wow.
So basically, you play this. All opposing characters are exerted, and then you can go on a challenging spree and gain 2 lore for each challenge. Each time you banish another character. So, it's expensive, but it's got a very powerful ability that could just win you the game on a turn. Or put you pretty far ahead at there.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the flavor?
So what was the lore thing you were talking about?
So this is Jafar literally putting the 2 halves of the crown together. It's the Hexwell crown. The Hexwell surged with pure creative energy, fusing the crown's pieces in a final burst of power. So this is basically Jafar has gotten all the pieces together and he's putting it together. So this is going to lead to the reign of Jafar in set 8.
Interesting.
This card just looks funny. This is Lyle Tiberius' work. Crystallized Mercenary, a 8-cost inkable ruby card, 6 strength, 4 willpower, quests for free, 3. Special ability, Explosive. Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, deal 2 damage to each character in play.
Who's
Even
he
yours?
from?
Yep, even yours. Even him.
Who's he from?
That's from Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet.
Yep. So, he's very expensive. Once you're up to 8 ink, do you really need to keep inking things?
Sure.
I mean, I guess you could play him in red-blue where you're ramping stuff, so it's not that hard to ink, and you could heal him with popsicles, but that seems like a lot to do when you could play other cards that just kill the other characters. Right?
Especially like questing for 3, if you're going to pay 8 and you are playing this with blue, why would you not just play Tamatoa?
Yes. I'd rather play a Tamatoa on that turn than this guy.
Aww.
Thunderbolt, the Wonder Dog. He's an amethyst sapphire, amber sapphire card. 5-cost inkable.
Puppy.
Yep. 3 strength, 7 willpower. It's a puppy shift. So you pay 3 to shift him on top of any puppy.
Cute.
Because where is Thunderbolt from, guys?
101 Dalmatians.
Right. He's the character they watch on TV.
Yep.
He's a bodyguard and he quests for 2. So you can shift this for 3 on any one of your puppies. So they did I think there's enough there to make a not terrible puppy deck at this point with Amber and Sapphire. There's plenty of other Amber Sapphire cards that you can play.
I might need to do that. And then bring 99 puppies back.
Yeah. So there's some fun stuff that could be done with puppy things.
Yeah.
And
it's a bodyguard with that big 7 butt.
Yes. Unfortunately, the one thing, all the bolts are not puppies.
Well, because he's a dog, he's not a puppy.
Yeah, I know, but it's there's one where he looks like a little puppy trying to drag something, and it's not a puppy. It's annoying sometimes when things are not puppies that should be puppies.
Sure.
Like how things are not knights that should be knights.
Well,
Speaking of which, we've got one of those coming up.
Not another one.
Unfortunately, it's not the next one. It's Minnie Mouse. It's the Amber Legendary Minnie Mouse Storyteller. She's a 2-cost uninkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower. Special abilities are Gather Around. Whenever you play a character, this character gets +1 lore this turn. And then just one more. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character loses strength equal to this character's lore until the start of your next turn.
Ooh, interesting.
So this is definitely for a more aggro-based deck, right? You play this and then play 3 characters on turn 3. She quests for 3. You lower someone's strength by 3 so that they can't attack you the next turn. But she's an inkable, and it's how many times are you going to be able to get that off with a 1-2?
Yeah, but it's similar to Piglet.
Sure. But Piglet doesn't have a huge extra thing that you have to do, right? You don't have to play the characters that turn. You could have the other 2 characters already out.
Sure, that's true.
Right? These you have to play the characters this turn. So
sure.
why not? And Piglet's inkable. So why not just
That's
say
true.
Piglet,
Sure.
right?
Absolutely.
I think that's the problem with this card is why play this when you can play Piglet?
I guess it's the strength part.
Yes, it's the extra strength part, but that's, most of the time she's just going to get shot by a storm, shot by a strength, shot by a million other things, right? So it's an interesting card, but, there are better ones out there.
But the thing is, like, this is one though. If I saw this in a limited, and I would obviously grab it because it's legendary, it could work.
Yeah, it could. Could mess up their plans for sure. Mm-hmm. All right, up next, Taka, Elemental Terror, a 10-cost inkable.
A second 10 cost of the
Amethyst.
whole entire set.
Nope, third. Amethyst Ruby. Yep. Isn't Goofy a 10 cost?
No, he's a 9 cost.
Mm-hmm.
Is he? Okay, then maybe a second. Amethyst Ruby, 12 strength, 12 willpower.
Wow.
Shifts for 7, quests for 3, and the special ability is Ancient Rage. During your turn, whenever an opposing character is exerted, banish them.
Oh.
So, your turn, if you can exert an opposing character with, like, the Elsa, with Pinocchio, with some of the actions that do stuff, it instantly banishes them. There's the Anna card that automatically exerts all opposing characters. It would banish all of them.
And those are purple?
Yeah. Those are all in purple. So, there is a lot,
Interesting.
but it's super expensive.
So expensive.
There's not any real good Takas to shift on top of.
And even like shifting for 7 is still expensive.
Yeah.
What if they play the Moana that banishes at the card?
Exactly. Everyone's like, finally, I can play this Moana that banishes Takas. Like, that's her special ability. Just banish a Taka. Everyone's like, all right, well, if this becomes relevant, then everyone just plays this.
Exactly.
But the rubies, and plus, you can't even use it in Sapphire.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it would have to only be Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah.
There's not really a great Taka to shift on top of. So. All right, we've got the another legendary for Amethyst. It's the Queen, Jealous Beauty. She's a 4-cost inkable, 4 strength, 3 willpower. This is probably a decent aggro card because the special ability is no ordinary apple. Exert the Queen, and basically choose 3 cards from chosen opponent's discard and put them on the bottom of their deck to gain 3 lore. If any princess cards were removed this way, gain 4 lore instead.
Oh.
So those decks that are grabbing stuff from the discard, like Maui Shark, like Kamitoa, like Lilo.
Yeah. You're
Basically.
removing those things. You're removing those things.
You can remove those things so they can't do anything with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's take a look at our next one. It's
We've seen
Mulan.
this one before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Did we win over Mulan, the Imperial General?
Yeah.
I didn't think we did. Okay. We can look on the next one. So it's Mulan Imperial General, 5 strength, 6 willpower, 7 cost inkable. She shifts for 5. It's evasive. 2 quests for 2. Whenever the character challenges another character, your other characters gain. This character can challenge any ready characters this turn. So this Ruby Steel thing can definitely do something. But I think Emma's right. We did look at this last time, so we'll move on to our next card.
Okay.
Oh, I already have Bagheera
Yeah,
here.
we already did Bagheera.
Oh, well. Here we go.
Oh, how is he not a knight?
Exactly. How is he not a knight? It's Mickey Mouse, Inspirational Warrior. It's the legendary in steel, a 2-cost, uninkable, 1 strength, 1 willpower, so he's just a tiny little guy. Mm-hmm. He quests for 1, but it's his special ability of Stirring Spirit. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you may play a character for free.
Who's it gonna banish with a strength of 1?
You play it with. So there are a couple of steel cards that let you give challengers. So there's another Mickey that costs 2.
That's Challenger.
Gives this Mickey +2 strength.
Okay.
And then he can take out something with 3 willpower.
Sure.
Right? You played an Amethyst. You got crabs. You've got a few other things that I can't think of off the top of my head. There are some items that do it. You play with Ruby. There are items that will do it. So you could play any of that stuff, any of the steel stuff.
Churnabog for free?
Churnabog for free. A Maleficent Dragon for free. Even if you're playing an Amethyst, and I do this, I play a crab on 3, he takes out something that you played, and then I just play a genie for free, that's going to feel great.
Or
right?
Cinderella for free.
Cindy for free, right? There's so
Yeah,
many
because
things.
you pair this with Robin Hood. Robin Hood, let's say, like, you know, there's a lot of things with four defense. So Robin Hood does the 3, and then he does the 4th one. You won't get the 2 lore for Robin Hood, but you get to play a character for free.
Yeah.
So
I think the most natural pairing with this card is Amethyst because you get the buffing stuff from Crab. You can give him Rush with Cogsworth.
Yeah.
There's like a Madam Mim card that I've been trying to make work where you tap her and you play a character from your hand for free. Then they have Rush.
Okay.
And then they have to be banished at the end of the turn. So you tap the Mim, you play him for free. He rushes in, does his thing, banishes someone, and then you play something else that will just stick to the board permanently, right? And obviously everyone's thinking the big stuff. I play my Elsa for free. I play my Dragon for free. My Tamatoa for free, and the game's over. But geez, man, even if you just play anything over like 3 costs for free, it's going to feel terrific.
Yeah.
Because you did it for 2 ink.
Yep.
Right. So.
And you banish their character.
And you banish one of their characters, and now you've got an extra bigger character on board that you didn't have before.
And again, with limited, like if you see this, it's playable.
Yeah, this could actually be playable because even if you do, like you said, with Robin Hood, right, you could do it with anyone that would just do, oh, this one does 2 damage, but then I'll finish them off with Mickey.
Exactly.
And now I get to pick this albatross of a card that's been stuck in my hand.
Yes, exactly.
So.
And in fact, it's great for limited because of that, because you often will get a crazy card that you do not want.
Yes, and there are very few like removal things in this set, so odds are he will live in limited. So.
Yes.
Besides wanting to grab him because he will probably be one of the expensive legendaries to start off with. He'll still be a decent addition to your deck.
How is he not a knight? Him and
Yes.
the big piglet.
I don't know how.
And the prince.
Yeah, and the prince. Like
Yes.
what? Like I'm sorry, if they have armor on, they should be a knight.
Ravensburger, please take our notes.
Yes, he should definitely be a knight. Don't know why he's not. So let's move on to our next one. Okay.
Oh, a new Belle.
This is the other common card that Sapphire got that everyone's talking about.
Yay,
So, Belle.
yay, yay.
Come on. Come on.
Belle.
Really?
Jen has the same face that Belle making in the card right now. It's Belle, Apprentice Inventor.
Malcolm, come look at this card.
A 3-cost inkable, 3 strength, 3 willpower. She quests for 1. That's her special ability. What a mess. During your turn, you may banish chosen item of yours to play this character for free. So you play this. You turn 1 in Sapphire, play a popsicle, banish the popsicle, turn 1. You've got a 3-cost 3/3 on board. Guess who's singing songs on turn 2? So this joins the ranks of Cinderella,
Yep.
Diablo,
Yeah.
and now this as 3 cards in 3 different colors that you can have on turn 2 singing 3-cost songs.
Yeah.
This is probably the best of them
Yeah.
because she's a 3/3. So even if
Yeah.
you're not singing a song, there is almost nothing except for a Daisy Duck that they can play on turn 1 that this thing can't take
kill.
out.
Yeah. It's like really Daisy, that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Yeah, it will take out pretty much everything else right away, get control of the board, and then even later in the game, I have 1 more ink left, or I have all these popsicles, I can't play any more characters. Oh, I can just banish 1, I'll play another Belle. Right? This is you're going to see this for sure all the time. This is probably more dangerous than that Sapphire Coil.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw this card, I'm building this one, and as soon as I was like, I gotta build blue steel, and that's what I built.
Yeah.
Immediately as soon as I saw this card.
Yeah.
So I've got little stick figures of Belle on my little fake proxy
Is she making
cards.
that face?
My stick figure ability is not that good.
Do you have the angry coat rack next to her too?
No. That coat rack is angry for a reason because this card exists, right? So, another Singer 3 available in the game.
Everyone is going to be playing Sapphire.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yep. It's definitely going to be a very popular thing.
I need to get item removal in my deck.
Yeah,
Me
probably.
too.
Okay.
Live with it.
So after Belle, we've got Hey.
Oh, great. What's this?
It's Hey, expanded
What?
consciousness.
No!
Okay.
No!
Hey,
Emmett,
let's play.
shush.
Let's talk about it, okay? It's a 5-cost inkable, strength of 1, willpower 5, shifts for 3, has resist 1, quests for 2, but it's clear your mind. When you play this character, put all cards from your hand into your inkwell, face down and exerted.
Okay.
So you play this on turn 3. You've got like 5 cards in hand. You immediately put all your cards in your inkwell, face down and exerted. So you don't have a hand anymore, but you've got like 8 ink.
So then you hope you get card draw on the next turn, like.
So you play Sapphire and Steel, so you'll
Sure.
have Whole New Worlds and Popsicles and Fortispheres in there to kind of start
Sure.
just drilling through your deck. And then you just have a bunch of big boys in there. It's an interesting card.
Yeah.
It's the first shift, Bloodborne, hey.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like it's such a big risk. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's the high rolliest of high roll cards. Like if you can get it off, and then your next card is, you know, Tinkerbell or
Yeah.
Kamatoa, or Mufasa,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna feel great. But if you get it off, and then your next card is a small little hey,
Or a popsicle,
or
like a single
Popsicle's
You'll-
fine.
you'll
Then I draw the
your
next
card
one, right?
Sure.
But, if I get, but I'm gonna have to run 8 of these, right?
Yeah.
And 4 of another hey.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 8, like 4 blue hey-hays and 4 steel hey-hays. Like I'm not gonna feel great just playing all hey-hays, right? I don't want.
It's hey.
I want oops all hey, right?
Oops.
So it's cool. It's a cool effect. You roll the dice and maybe you win a bunch. Maybe the next 2 cards you draw are, you know, McDuck Manors, and you're throwing down. I've got 3 McDuck Manors or something out on
Sure.
turn 4.
I know how you could do it without shifting. Here's what you do. Okay, so
Well, but then you have to wait till turn 5.
And if you don't have a bunch of cards in your hand, then what are you doing?
Then what's the point? The whole point is you do it on turn 3 when you still have a bunch of cards in your hand, so you can ink a whole bunch.
no, my plan was doing it. Play Tipo, so now you're at 3 ink on turn 2. Have Tipo sing 1 jump, you're now at 4. Ink something, you're now at 5. Play him.
So that still doesn't work until like turn 4.
Yeah.
Also, Whole New World, then play him.
Sure, you'd want to do Whole New World and then be able to put him down.
But then he'll be discarded.
Well, you'd Whole New World into him, play him, then hope you draw a Whole New World.
Yeah, right?
Right? So it's like if it when it works, it'll feel great. When it doesn't work, it'll feel like, why did I do this?
Yeah, like what a waste. What a waste.
But
Especially like if your opponent is playing aggro and now you just have a whole bunch of ink with no cards.
Yeah, right?
Like-
Exactly. Like, people were talking this up yesterday at League. I'm like, dude, man, it's such a gamble. Like, yeah, sure, you're going to have a bunch of big stuff, but then what if you don't find the hey?
And not only that, like, you can get 8 ink on turn 4, like 5 normally. Like with just popsicles and Tipos. Like, it's not like this doesn't normally happen. Like, you don't need him to make it happen.
Yeah. People are going to try it because it seems amazing. I think those people are going to run away from it shortly after.
I think it's like an Oswald gambling machine 2.0.
This is more high rolling than Oswald, right?
Yeah.
I think it's harder to pull off. And
But
then
it's still a gambler.
It is.
yeah, it's a high roll. That's what we mean by gambling. When we say high roll, it means you got to roll high if you're going to win. You're shooting for a natural 20 in order to pull this off. And when you do pull it off, it'll feel great. It'll feel amazing. You'll feel invincible. But I'm guessing most of the time you're not going to be able to pull this off. And it's going to be like, why do I have this deck full of chickens?
Chickens!
Why?
Do you like chickens, Daisy?
So
Uh-huh.
She
let's
licked
take a
her
look at
lips.
what we
She
got
said
next.
yes. Ooh, Hero.
Hiro Hamada, he is an armor designer, an Emerald Amethyst 7-cost inkable card, 4 strength, Emerald Sapphire, sorry, 4 strength, 6 willpower. He shifts for 5, quests for 3, special ability, you can be way more. Your Floodborn characters that have a card under them gain evasive and ward.
So if you shifted them, they get
So
both.
it's kind of like the card that I was thinking
That's
of.
crazy.
So this is the last regular card we're going to go into. What do you guys think of this?
I mean, if you can pull this off, like, game's over.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been doing Floodborn shifting stuff the whole time, then yeah, you can.
Because with ward and evasive,
Because there's some good Floodborns that you get shifted onto in Emerald and Sapphire, right?
Yeah.
So in Emerald, you could have
Diablos.
We would know that there's good
In-
shiftables in Emerald.
and Clarabelle.
Yep.
Wait,
have
this
that.
also counts as a
And Morph. Anybody can shift onto Morph.
Right,
That's
you
a
could shift
flood
something
Morph.
onto Morph, so you could shift like a Cogsworth onto Morph.
Yeah.
Right, he's Sapphire. Well,
Yeah.
he's already got Ward, and then you're giving him evasive too. So it's
Yeah.
a flying clock.
This will also count.
And this would count
Yeah.
too if you shifted on top of him. That Baymax, that universal shift guy,
Yeah.
is Emerald and Sapphire as well. So there's some cool stuff that you could do. If you like this card, I've got good news for you. There's both an enchanted
Ooh.
and it is the set champ card.
Oh.
So the one on the left is his regular enchanted version. The one on our right, where he's sticking his hand out, is
They
the
broke
set.
the. Oh wait, actually no. Last set was a villain.
Yep, he's
Yep.
a hero.
The one where he's reaching his hand out is the set promo card.
That's pretty cool looking.
I would
is
really
hero.
think.
In
I
fact,
would-
that is weird though. Why they would do that? Like, why would they make both a regular enchanted and a set promo enchanted?
look at Ursula.
That was
Yeah.
the set was called Ursula's Return.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
they're probably gonna do with Jafar, right?
I don't know.
I would think that there's good. I would hope that the next set is going to have.
Especially
Jafar.
because the art on the left is like, where the art on the right is amazing. So yeah,
Yes.
we all want it, but like, why?
Yes.
Why not give somebody else?
Yes, the art on the right looks
Like
really
Oswald.
cool. He kind of looks like Vegeta from Dragon
Yes,
Ball.
is exactly what I was thinking.
Man, I had a lot of money betting on Bolt.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like it was going to be. But nope, we get Hiro Hamada is your set champ card. This version is what you'll get if you get in top 8. But if you just sign up and go to your set champs, you're going to get this version of him.
The non-foil,
It's non-foil and it's
It's-
not full art.
but it still looks awesome.
But it's still got that same art on it. It's not the full card. It's got the regular writing on it. So you'll get this just for signing up for your set champs. And so we've got a bunch of other enchanteds to go through. Some of them are newer cards. But let's take a look at some we've got.
Oh,
The glass slipper. I've been waiting so long for that.
have
card.
you though? Really?
Yeah.
So we've got the Glass Slipper. It's a 2-cost uninkable amber item. Special abilities are perfect pair. First, you can only have 2 copies of the Glass Slipper in your deck. I think it's just because it chews and you have to find the Glass Slipper, and so you
Yeah.
can't have more than 2. It's not that powerful of a card.
No.
Its special ability is banish this item and exert one of your prince characters. Search your deck for a princess character card and reveal to all players. Put that card into your hand and shuffle your deck. So it just lets you find a princess with the Glass Slipper with a prince.
Like
There's a Cinderella card I think go over that, like if you find her with the Glass Slipper, then you get extra lore or something. It's like a super crazy insane combo.
I mean,
that
to
would
be
play.
fair, that is
Yeah.
the shoes that make everyone shock.
The other one is the Aurora, the Waking Princess one. That's a Singer 5, and you can ready her when someone
Right.
does something else. Oh, when you heal someone, we remove damage from a character that we went over last week. But it's more the enchanted art.
It's
So
a princess
pretty.
enchanted.
This
so.
is like a million steps up from the last set. They're all
Like,
based
it's-
off of like really older Disney
Well,
coloring books type
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, it looks like almost like stained glass ish.
Yes. Yeah.
Like from the stained glass from Beauty and the Beast is what it makes me think of.
I mean,
I still-
Aurora
It's
herself, I mean,
gorgeous.
besides she looks great.
Yeah.
She's lying in bed. She's got the roses all around her. You see the blanket has the village and the castle.
Yeah, it's
It's
so cool.
absolutely gorgeous.
I really like the glass slipper. How like it has some green.
The glass slipper is very pretty too.
Yep. So let's look at some
But I
others.
personally prefer.
Oh,
glass
that queen is amazing.
Yeah. So the Radigan, the
It's
Ruby
cool.
Legendary, gets a enchanted, and then the action Show Me More, which is a 2-cost uninkable, where each player draws 3 cards with it.
So it's basically like a what's it called? Amethyst Clavicon.
Yeah.
Except
Except for it's an action.
and only one turn.
Right.
Right. Yep. So it's an okay action. Could work for aggro stuff. But it's there. And then up next, we've got the Devil's
Ooh.
Eye Diamond gets one. We looked at that last week, so it's the ruby item that when you exert it, if someone's damaged, you gain a lore. And then you've got Restoring Atlantis, a 5-cost uninkable action. Your characters can't be challenged until the start of your next turn.
We went over that one.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
the card looks awesome.
Look
card
at
is
the
on.
devil eye. Those like things next to it. That's the stuff Minnie was looking at.
Yes, these scrolls that seem to be at the center of Archazia's island with Archazia. It's basically her, and basically it's things that the Illumineers could learn off of. It's how they learn to double wield ink.
Oh, okay.
So that's all the kind of stuff in her library.
That's an interesting item. That Devil's Eye Diamond.
Yeah.
Like that's.
It could find a place in like the Ruby Steel challenging deck, right? So that you can.
Especially like with Robin Hood, right? And like, yeah, I like that.
What other cards are there?
Just gaining extra lure.
The Tamatoa legendary gets a legendary.
I'm so happy.
Enchanted.
He looks awesome.
He looks amazing.
He looks.
This
Oh,
looks awesome.
Tamatoa hasn't always been this glad.
There are a lot of enchanteds, I think, this set that are going to go for a lot.
Yes.
There
He
are
is
some
definitely
amazing
glam
ones.
now.
And
Yes.
then there's Hero.
This Tamatoa looks, besides looking incredible, like he's already a playable card with his abilities.
Yeah.
That Aurora, even though she doesn't seem super playable, she looks amazing. So people just want her for that alone.
She's also the princess enchanted, so.
Yeah, and she's a princess, so she's going to get chased after. And then up next, we've got the Mad Hatter.
I really want this one.
That's a
So
great
he's
looking
got an
one.
enchanted, right?
If I pull this
I'm
one,
surprised that the art is so similar to the regular card.
Yeah, it kind of is, but
I
it's
don't
still
see the
kind of cool looking.
Martail anywhere.
Oh, it's him laughing at the Martail falling.
Yes.
Oh.
So Mad Hatter gets his own enchanted card. And then,
Nice.
hello, Kitty. So we get the Return of Hercules. This is the legendary, first legendary action.
And our second non-character act legendary.
Enchanted. And legendary, yes. I'm sorry. Legendary, you're right. I meant. So Return of Hercules. It's a 5-cost inkable emerald action. Each player may reveal a card from their hand and play it for free.
Character card.
A character card from their hand and play it for free. So, the way this is going to work, okay, and the way it works in the rules of Lorcana, this is kind of what's come out for it is, the person that played this will reveal their character first. Then the other player will reveal theirs. And then whatever actions get triggered off of the character would then proceed with the active player going and then the opponent's going. So if I play, if I'm playing this with Ruby and I play a Maleficent Dragon, the other player then reveals a card that they would want to play. So if they see Maleficent Dragon,
They're probably not going to play something big.
they're not going to play something big because Maleficent Dragon is just going to kill it. Or they're going to play their own Maleficent Dragon and it'll just be dragons eliminating each other.
Yes.
So, when you are playing it, you have to remember that you as the person playing it are revealing first.
Yeah.
So you better make sure that you're playing something that is worth paying 5 for, and you might lose immediately.
Well, so now what would that happen? Like, so, but here's the thing though. So she plays the dragon, he plays the dragon. If she uses the dragon to then defeat that dragon, like, isn't it gone so it can't defeat it back?
So its actions, the on-play effect, so because they both played, both on-play effect would go into the bag. Then the active player resolves their actions. The other player would then resolve.
So
their
the action's already still in the bag even if the card goes away.
Yes.
Got you.
So you have to make sure you do something. One of the coolest things I kind of saw with it is if you play the Chief Bogo, that's like a 2/4 steel card that does 1 damage anytime you play a Floodborn character. And then you play this like 9-cost Prince that banishes all damaged characters. That's a Floodborn. So you play the Chief Bogo on turn 4, play this on turn 5, play the Prince. Whatever they play will get banished unless it has resist.
Yeah.
Because everything will take a damage, and then Prince's ability will activate, and everybody gets banished on the other
Sure.
side. So unless they have got resist, like they're wiping out their full.
Wow.
So there are some kind of crazy combos
Yeah.
that could be run. It is expensive, and you're gonna have to really know.
And it's not a song.
It's not a song, so you have to really plan it out and know how to time playing it right.
Yeah. I almost feel like this would only really work with blue because you'd have the ink to play it.
Sure. I mean, blue or
steel.
or steel, or blue
No.
or ruby. You could play it with
sure.
because then you'd be playing your big stuff that could
Yeah.
wipe out whatever they play.
Sure.
Right. All right. Up next, it's Donald Duck.
Amazing.
That's Daisy.
That's Donald. Look at the
Donald.
name.
What is this, Kingdom Hearts?
Exactly. It's Donald Duck, Flustered Sorcerer. He's a 7-cost uninkable amethyst
What?
card.
What?
They just read the ability. 5 strength, 6 willpower, quest for 3, special ability, obfuscate. Opponents need 25 lore to win the game.
What?
Oh.
That's unexpected.
Yep. So basically, they've said, and he gets an enchanted as well.
The enchanted looks awesome. It does look like so. Actually, looks like Agatha all along.
It's been Agatha.
No, it's because he's the
Agatha.
wizard in
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah, I know it looks like
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts too.
He's
but
the
yeah.
wizard in Kingdom.
Yeah. So they basically said first they're going to make a button in the lore app in the app so that if you play this, you can change it to 25.
That's funny.
You only need to get to 25 while he's in play though.
Sure. But
So
that's
it'll-
a 6. Like
Yeah.
you gotta have something. But
So if
it
you
does
think
go
all of a
down
sudden-
to Criminal Mind.
Yeah.
Does go down. Like you'd have to have a like Criminal Mind is it, or like really that's you. So like again.
And the only way you can Medusa or Brawl it is literally having somehow all of your ice blocks.
But again, it's 7 costs on Inkable.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a 7
it's-
cost on Inkable.
you're not gonna see it.
No, you're not gonna see it.
I would pick it up in limited though.
Not
No.
to play.
No, do not pick this up in limited.
Not to play. Just because
Yes, of course. You always take a legendary. If it's a draft, yes, you always take the legendary. If it's a sealed, you put this in your box.
Yeah,
It
put it in
goes
your
away.
box. Say, hey, you hide out
Bye
here.
bye.
Donald.
You take a nap. You take a nap. No
Imagine
magic for
play-
you today.
Imagine him playing this in like a pack bus.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
You have to go up to 25 instead of 15.
You'd never get to 7 ink.
You might.
Yeah, you might, but still, it'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Well, that would be like the dream scenario, right? Is like person plays a goat and like, okay, well I've got it.
Wait,
and
so
this-
does that mean like when you
Yeah.
have
Hey,
21
you're
more?
interrupted Dad again. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I've got 19 lore and a goat on board. Like, oh, I win next turn. Regardless, you can't do anything. They plays this. Like, haha, no, you don't. You just bounce, goats bounce. But anyways, yeah. So Donald looks great. He looks, yeah. There was an interview already with the artist for this card, where basically it was like he kind of explained that. So I tried to not look at anything for Donald when designing this, knowing that there is a Wizard Donald from Kingdom Hearts. However, after I drew it, and no matter how many times I drew it, I couldn't get away with looking at it and thinking, I just drew Kingdom Hearts Donald. He's like, I love the game too much, and it's just in my head. And yeah, I know. It looks like Kingdom Hearts Donald because he's a wizard in there, and he's a wizard here, and I played the game way too much, and I love it so much that he influenced my art.
Well, Wizard
yeah.
Donald.
That's amazing, though. That's fine because we also love that game in this household.
Yeah,
So you've got a
Wizard.
Knight Goofy, you've got Wizard Donald, we just need a King Mickey. And
Oh
we'll
my
be all
God,
set.
I would love to have. See, Mickey would have to be an Amber card. Like he would be Amber. I would love to have.
I
King
mean,
Mickey
we
in my
already
deck.
have Wizard Mickey.
Sure, you got the Wizard Mickey. You got
Yes.
2 different Wizard Mickeys, right? Because he's wearing essentially Mickey's outfit from the set 1 Mickey
Right.
with the brooms.
Yeah.
So he's basically doing that, and he messed up so badly that he made the opponent have to get more lore to win.
Yes.
When it
Right?
comes to magic spells,
Just like-
proper punctuation
Pronunciation is key.
pronunciation is key.
No, he's gonna turn into Magic Donald.
Philhar Magic Donald. That's a good one, Emmett.
Yeah, there was some talk about that, how it's kind of like Philhar Magic on there as well. Like, is this the Donald that does stuff with Philhar Magic? So that's the last card we've got.
Plus, if you look at the Enchanted, you can see some like music notes.
Those look like more pages from a book.
Yes.
And swirling magic, so as much as music notes. But he's definitely a cool looking card, and he will be one of the Enchanteds to chase, I'm sure. Even if he doesn't see play, he looks too good to ignore. So that's the last card we're going to look at today. Next week, we'll look at some of the cards you should be aiming for when it comes to draft and sealed events, beginnings of sets. That is a big and popular thing to do, is work with draft and sealed stuff.
You know, and keep an eye out. Like if you are just getting into Lorcana, I know there are a lot of people that seem to kind of have been getting into it in this last set. Look for local stores. If you've been too afraid to play, Limited is a great time to try it out for the first time, because you know, if you're trying to just get into it, everybody is going to be playing these cards for the first time. Everybody. So this is a great time to get into it. Like, sure, yes, you know, people who are more experienced with the game are going to know the rules better, but they're not going to know these cards. Like everybody's going to be learning the cards together. So it's a really good time to get into it. So look up your local game stores, find them on social media, or give them a call. Find out if they are doing any drafts or sealed, and sign up for it. It's a great time to, if you've been kind of thinking about getting into playing at your stores, this is a great time to do it.
Because nobody knew that Bucky was good, but then somebody played Bucky.
There's a lot of experimenting going on. So next week we'll take a look at some of the limited cards you should be looking for during a draft, during sealed. So we'll focus on commons and uncommons that are going to work out really good for you during a draft or a sealed event. Basically, because we're going to focus on the commons and uncommons because that's what you're going to see the most of, right? Yes, I would love to pull the legendary Mickey or any of these other cards, but the odds are we're not going to get any of those. Nope. But we're going to get a ton of that Belle you can play for free when you pop an item. However, are there items that you want to play in this set? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Maybe a few,
especially
but
in limited. I'll have to take a look. We'll take a look at them, and we'll come back and.
You're telling me you're
talk
not
things
going to
out.
want to play that amethyst thingy,
The sapphire coil.
the sapphire coil.
I mean, maybe not in limited. I mean, I'm not going to take up a whole.
I would
turn
take it.
to play it. Plus, it has the downside. So in limited, it has the downside of you have to ink in order to really use it.
Mm-hmm.
I would bring back the item city.
So there's only a limited amount of inking that you're going to do in limited.
Oh, that's I guess that's true.
So it runs out of its use. Plus, I don't want to necessarily play 2 and then banish that to play a 3-cost character.
Sure.
Really, you get the value out of it if there's a 1.
I'll go fix the camera.
Daisy has decided
for those
she wants
watching video, one of our cats just decided, I don't want this camera to be here anymore.
She's chasing an R2D2 mouse, and she ran into our setup.
Okay, great. We're close. Thanks, Emmett. All right. So next week is limited talk. The week after that, we'll talk about some of the decks to look out for on opening weekend. If you're doing constructed cards that you probably want to start looking for right away, make sure you set aside your play set of them as soon as you open your packs. So that's in 2 weeks. Next week is limited. So busy couple of weeks here.
Do it again.
Super exciting whenever a set gets revealed.
Yes.
Especially here, because there's a good chance that this is going to be the set people are going to be playing at for Worlds.
Yeah.
Could be
Maybe.
it could be the first set that people are playing at for the next season of DLCs.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of excitement around it. So hopefully we'll get some news on that part soon. But for us, for right now, it's time to head on to Trivia Town. I've got the card from the wonderful world of Disney Trivia, so let's dig in and see how badly we do this week. Starting off strong with a High School Musical 3 question.
Oh, God.
In High School Musical 3, how many promposals does Chad attempt before Taylor says yes?
He doesn't.
He doesn't ask any. He doesn't go to the prom.
3.
It is 2.
That's close.
Okay.
Good try, guys.
Oh, another great movie that we have not seen. What does Queen Ingrid get transformed to as punishment for her crimes in Maleficent, Mistress of Evil?
A crow.
Nope.
A pig.
No.
A goat.
That is correct. It
Oh,
Because
it's a goat.
Maleficent's a goat. Duh.
That's right. I was thinking, because she turns into oh, no, that's right.
Maleficent's
Diablo
a goat.
is her crow.
is a goat. Right, yes.
She doesn't turn into a crow. She's a goat.
All right. In Soul,
Okay.
Liba Gardner is Joe's mother.
True.
What is her profession?
She's a teacher.
She's a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Oh, hairstylist?
Fashion designer, I think. I'm just gonna say fashion designer.
Just fashion. Her job is fashion.
Yeah, her job's
She
fashion.
is a tailor.
A tailor.
Or
Okay,
she
so Emmett's kind of close.
A
Emmett's
Taylor
close.
Swiftie?
No.
A Taylor Swiftie?
No, somebody who like the tailor is like, you know how like sometimes like I take clothes and I fit them to you when we're costuming a show. And so like I'll like take in the pants or hem up the pants so that they fit you better. That's what a tailor does. Okay.
Yes, a tailor.
So fashion. Emmett was right with fashion. I like his answer.
I'll go with this one. According to the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland,
I got this.
the 1951 version, all ways are whose ways in Wonderland?
The Queen.
Always are the queen's way.
Always out of Queen's way.
That's not right. It's like always
The wrong
the
ways?
right way.
It is the Queen's way.
Okay, good job. Evan.
Always on the Queen's
All right,
way.
here's our last question. It's a stumper.
Okay.
What full-length animated film stars Goofy?
Oh, I know it. I know. What's it called?
Oh my gosh, what's the one
Goofy
that...
movie?
Oh.
I
Come
thought...
on, it's a Goofy movie.
Well, I think that it's what's it called? Melody Time.
No, it's not called
Melody.
Yeah,
No,
Melody.
it's Palados.
It's a Goofy movie
Palados A.
No,
because
that's the
I
Donald
see eye to eye.
But he also appears in
Melody.
Those aren't full-length movies, though. Those are a combination of shorts.
I'm just still gonna say Plazia or Scott.
I mean,
What
he's
about-
also in like Brave Little Tailor and
Which are shorts.
Is
what
Brave
about
Little Tailor shorts?
Yeah.
What about the Extreme Goofy?
Just like
movie?
Three Musketeers is a short. Like they're like 30-minute movies.
I thought Brave Little Tailor was like a long.
It's like a 25-minute
Oh,
movie. That
feels long.
What about the Extreme?
like the
Little-
Prince and the Pauper is like 25 minutes.
Brave
All
Little-
of those.
Brave Little Tailor is only like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're all shorts.
What about an Extreme Goofy movie?
Yeah, what about an extreme?
That wasn't in movie theaters. A Goofy movie was. So that's why it's a motion
All
picture.
right. So
Yes, I see eye to eye.
I do
the correct answer is
It's a Goofy movie.
the Batman. It's a Goofy movie.
Of course it
obviously.
is.
So that will bring us to a close for this week.
But
Thank you.
before we end,
Oh.
if anyone is interested, you should comment on this wishing Malcolm a happy birthday.
He's turning 13.
He turns 13. If you're listening to this on Friday, February 21st, it's Malcolm's birthday. He
Look
turns
how happy
13. Happy birthday, Malcolm.
Yes, happy birthday to Malcolm indeed. And thank you so much for joining us this week as we've looked at the new cards from Archazia Island. Feel free to go on Dreamborn, on Moose Report, on Lorcana Player. Tons of places where you can see the rest of the cards and these cards if you've just been listening to us. Give them a look, start building your deck, start looking at different ways people are building their deck so that you are prepared when Archazia Island comes out on March 7th at your local game stores and in Disney stores everywhere, and then 2 weeks later on March 21st when it comes to retail. So, it's been a long episode, so they're starting to fall apart. Thank you so much for listening. If you've liked what you've heard, please rate, follow, subscribe, find us anywhere you want, and just interact with us in any way you deemed necessary. For a video version, you can go to YouTube or QuestLore on YouTube. You can find us as an audio podcast as QuestLore on any major podcast platform. You can email questions to questlorequestions@gmail.com. You can find us on all the social networks, and we will talk to you next time.
Figment the imaginary dragon full Lorcana.